to the Pod Cafe.
Hello. I was sipping coffee, which is weird because
You just got into a cafe. Yeah, this is strange. Well, welcome.
Well, thanks.
Would you like to drink some of our coffee and take a seat?
Yeah, sure. What kind you got?
Let me tell you what I'm drinking. And then, we can talk about what you're drinking and figure out, what's next. Where do we go from here, So, I used this subscription website, but I haven't subscribed yet. But it's called Drinktradecom. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, they're calling it like the Tinder for coffee.
What the hell does that mean?
So you go to their website and it asks you some questions about how experienced of a coffee drinker are you? What kind of coffee do you usually like? Light, dark? What do you put in your coffee? How do you want it? Whole bean, ground, all that stuff. And then it matches you to a coffee. Yeah. So
it's not coffees dating coffees.
No, coffees aren't dating coffees.
Swiping coffees.
People dating coffees. Yeah. So I got matched with this one, which I thought was pretty fun because it's pretty close to me. The roaster is in Berkeley. So just right across the bridge from me.
So it matches you with coffees or with cafes?
With roasters, and then you can you can subscribe to their beans.
Okay.
Or you can just buy a bag and try it.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I have a problem because there's a hair in my eye and I can't get it.
That's really weird.
Got it.
Okay, thank God. That could have been really stressful. So I am drinking High Wire Coffee Roasters is the roast.
Wire.
Yeah. And it's called the Batak Sumatra. I think I nailed it.
Sumatra.
Yeah.
Sumatra.
It's why did you just do that? Can you stop?
It's Japanese. It's the Sumatra.
I don't know.
Sumatra.
Is it? I don't feel like it is. It's rustic, sweet, and earthy.
Okay. What does rustic mean?
I'm not sure.
Makes me think of rust.
It's supposed to be
Is there rust in your coffee?
No. I think it's I think rustic. I don't know what rustic is. Hold on. I wanted to say rustic to me feels like burnt kind of, but that's not really right. Burnt. Kind of earthy.
Burnt.
Rustic description. Let's see what it means.
I think it's old.
I don't think so.
It has character. This house it's a rustic modern classic architecture. I
thought rustic was country style,
Oh, okay. Rustic, yeah.
Rustic
hospitality.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? What is the description of the hospitality if it's rustic?
I'm not sure.
Good.
This says, I'm trying to read what rustic means when you're talking about coffee, and this says rustic qualities are accentuated by more caramelization and often pair nicely with just a bit of roasty character.
Roasty character?
This is the description of saying a lot of words but saying nothing.
Yeah, you know what we should do?
What?
So Gary Vee, what originally made him famous was Wine Library. Well, he turned his parents' liquor store and changed his name to Wine Library, but then he made a YouTube channel called Wine Library TV where he reviewed wines, but he did it in a way that was for the everyman. So he would drink wines and then be instead of saying this one tastes real round, I can it's got bold charcoal notes, he would say things all right, this tastes like after you've been chewing that big wad of Big League Chew for too long, and or this tastes like just rubber and a hint of like, you know, so it'd just be like more layman's ways of describing it.
That's
Just
hilarious.
do that for coffee.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me describe mine to you then right now.
Okay.
It definitely tastes like coffee. It's like it's a darker roast, so it's like a little heavy in flavor. It doesn't taste like, I feel like I can better describe what it doesn't taste like. Like, it doesn't taste like it came out of a machine at a gas station.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so there's that.
So you went to the roaster?
No, I just ordered it online, but then I looked up where they are, and I was like, dang, they're not far. I mean, Berkeley's far, and I can't get there easily, but, like, still within the state. So I think you should do it. You should see, like, who your hookup is what they call it.
What's it called?
Drinktradecom.
Does it take a long time?
No, it takes like a minute.
All right, let me try it right now.
Okay.
Drinktradecom.
And can you just, walk me through it so I can hear what you're answering?
Yeah. What's your type? Let me get matched.
Yeah, get matched.
Okay. What is your coffee experience level? Oh. Oh no. I'm definitely not a beginner. But am I an intermediate or pretty advanced? I wouldn't say I'm a total coffee nerd either.
No. I think you should... I think you're an intermediate.
Yeah, the fact that the pretty advanced says, I know the difference between blends and single origins.
Yeah.
And I don't. It probably means I don't even know what a single origin is.
You might be a beginner.
I gotta look up.
I'm gonna tell you what a single origin coffees are typically derived from the same geographical location. Oh, so it's like not blended coffee. Blended coffee, on the other hand, uses a variety of different beans, meaning it can be produced year round. Oh. So single coffee is fancy.
Do I only get to choose one of these options?
Yeah.
Of how I make my coffee?
Yeah, I think so, which is weird because there's multiple ways that I choose to make mine.
Yeah, I'd like to choose coffee maker, espresso machine, cold brew, refillable pods, pour over. I don't have a pour over, but if I did, I would use it. I guess I'll do espresso machine. That's what I've been using lately. Do you add anything to your coffee? Nope. Butter's not an option on here. Milk or cream, non-dairy milk, flavored creamer or syrups, sugar or sweetener, a mix of these choices, or nope, I take it black. Okay, what roast level do you typically enjoy? Not a light roast. I'm pretty sure a dark roast.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah. How do you like your coffee to taste? Classic and traditional, surprising and unconventional. Take me on an adventure. Hints of something different, but nothing too crazy. I'm going to go with the adventure. I like adventure.
There you go.
Do you buy ground coffee, whole bean coffee, or both? Definitely ground. I've never ground my own beans. Brewing up your match. And so, the subscriptions for me, the classics, Doma, Virgil's, Roasty and Smoky. Oh, I just get one?
Yeah, so that's what I would, like, I've done it a couple times and I get different matches every time. So I'm wondering, like, how I get other options. Like, what if I don't love this one? How do I give my feedback? I mean, I do like this one, but I don't know that I'd order it like a million times again.
Let me look up this coffee. Doma Virgil's. Doma Virgil's.
Doma
Virgil's Doma Coffee. All right. Coffee roasting company. Let's learn the Doma story. I kind of just want to know where they're at. 11,235. The joke around our house is that number represents how many cups of coffee I've made for my wife over the last 30 years.
That is kind of funny.
In 1997, my wife Rebecca and I were laying the groundwork for Doma Coffee. Oh, he opened it with his wife.
Aw.
Terry Patano. Terry Patano is his name. Okay. Interesting. Address. They're in Idaho.
Oh.
Yeah. Celtis Way, Idaho. Post Falls, wherever that is. Cool. Well, I'm not drinking any Doma today. I've been trying out different espresso pods now.
Oh, you got some more?
I got some more.
Tell me about them.
I had a very high-end, very bougie brand this time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
It's called Archer Farms.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, so I got this Archer Farms. I got two different ones. This one I'm drinking today is Coperti. It's a 5 intensity.
Okay.
So it's not very dark. It's more on the lighter side.
Okay.
It is floral and smoky with a hint of cocoa.
Okay.
And it's fair trade. And ingredients: coffee. Coffee packed in a modified atmosphere. What does that mean?
Let me tell you. Oh, Google finished my sentence. Okay, let me tell you. It's an optimal blend of pure oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen within a high barrier or permeable package. Huh.
So it's just like a room with a door on it. Isn't air, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen?
Yeah. Developed to meet the specific respiration needs for each packaged food product. So it's like the optimal air combination for coffee. Fancy.
Oh. Okay, Archer Farms.
Wow.
You should be selling your coffee for more than $4.99, apparently.
I bet it's just like the air is clean. Or like
Yeah, probably.
we do nothing but coffee in there. So it's good.
We wear masks when we go in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably. Anyway, so that's what I'm drinking. I got two different ones. I got another one that is darker. It's not very dark. It's an intensity 8. It's called Concerto.
Concerto.
This one is velvety sweet tobacco with mild smoky notes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds nice.
So that's what I got going on in the coffee department.
Cool. Well, it sounds like a good thing there.
Sure.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah. Pretty good. Okay, good podcast. Talk to you next week.
I'm in like a really zen state in my bedroom now that I've like hung these beautiful shelves that I've been working on. It just feels like it feels very settled in here. I'm really into it. Although I'm staring at one of them and it kind of looks like it's gonna fall.
Because it's crooked?
Because the wood is becoming detached from the bracket.
I mean, that's not what you want on a shelf.
I know. But
It's
so
not
I
your
was
shelf
getting
quality.
really excited about the drill thing. And I drilled the screw so many times that it, like, what's it called when it, like kind of strips the top of it, so it won't ever come out now.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, so I was thinking of throwing some wood glue on it, maybe.
On the screw?
No, on like between the bracket and the wood, just to kind of add a little layer of like, let's try and help it. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
This is the screw going from the bracket into the shelf or into the wall?
Into the shelf.
Oh.
So I feel okay about that. There's still 2 others. It just like looks like it's gonna. It just makes it look like it's on an angle, but it's really not.
Why? Why does it look like it's on an
Because
angle?
one of the brackets is like detached, so it kind of leans a little down more. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a straight. Yeah.
Huh.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not gonna overthink it.
All right. Well, I could tell you, I'm very close to being done with Kingdom Hearts. So there's an update in that department.
Did you? What worlds did we talk about last time that I was waiting for you to get to?
I've got to them all now, so.
I can't remember.
Well, I can tell you what worlds there are. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Big Hero 6.
Mm-hmm. How was that one? I still haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
That one was one of the better ones because when you go to the world, in the game it takes place after the movie happened, whereas a lot of the beginning worlds take place during the movie.
Okay.
So I didn't like that so much, but I liked that it was like its own story in the Disney World.
Yeah.
After the fact, so that one was good.
Okay.
So we did San Francisco. We had Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, it's my favorite. The Caribbean. We had the Frozen place. We had the Monsters Inc. place. We had the Toy Story place. We had the Hercules home.
Hercules home. Okay.
Olympus.
Yep.
We had nuts. Tangled place. There's 2 more.
Okay.
We had
I feel like you're doing great.
Winnie the Pooh's place, but that was like a side one, I think.
Okay.
We
The
had
100
Winnie the
Acre
Pooh's
Woods.
place, 100 Acre Woods. We had. Oh man, I'm missing a big one.
Tell me about it.
I'm missing.
Frozen? Did you say that one?
Said Frozen.
Oh shoot.
I'm missing. Oh my goodness.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, I went to them all, so I don't remember which ones. Well, the ones I hadn't done yet were Big Hero 6, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
So I'm very close to being done. And it's much better now. The ending parts of the game are much more Kingdom Hearts than the beginning parts of the game were.
Well, that's good. I feel like that's what all the news, all the tabloids out there were saying. It wasn't enough,
Yeah. I heard the end just opens up a lot more questions than answers, though, so I'm not excited about that.
I don't know. They're going to leave you hanging? Are they going to make you wait another 13 years for a 4?
I hope not. I hope not, because at that point, video games will be in a place where I don't understand.
Yeah. They're going to be all virtual.
Oh, dude, a virtual reality Kingdom Hearts game would be so fun, though.
I just think as video games get more advanced and such, people in general are going to get less productive in the world.
well, yeah, we're just gonna be Wall-E. We're just gonna go in the world, and we won't. Apparently, I named them all. I got them all.
Oh, nice.
And we just won't come out.
Yeah.
It'll be the Matrix.
It'll be Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Everyone will just exist more in their virtual world than their regular world.
I say, why not?
Yeah, I'm kind of into it. Then, maybe I don't have to worry about all these things like decorating my room, going to the gym, eating some vegetables.
No, you just click a button and then your room's decorated.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Did you know there's a bunch of people who think we're already there?
Really?
Yeah, like we're already kind of living in the Matrix. Like we're living in a virtual reality. And we can't tell the difference between this and real life.
I just feel like that's wrong. We are living.
I don't know. How would you know?
Oh, literally, you can Google "We are living in the Matrix."
Elon Musk is one of those people.
All right, 15 irrefutable reasons why we might be living in a simulation. That's a bold title. Here we go. Number 1, the Mandela effect.
What is that?
You don't know about that? I can tell you about that.
Nope.
So Nelson Mandela, he died. Well, there was people claim to remember that there was TV coverage of Nelson Mandela's death in 1980, but he actually died in 2013.
What the hell?
So people say that the Mandela effect is supposedly proof that whoever's running our simulation, it's changing the past.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So there's that. Number 2, missing aliens. What does that mean?
I don't know.
We've spent billions sending probes through outer space and should probably have found evidence of extraterrestrials by now, right? Not so fast. Aliens would likely be far more technologically advanced than we are. The thinking goes, so the fact that we haven't located them suggests we live in a simulation they've figured out how to escape from. Interesting. I don't know about that.
Not likely.
Wait, number 3 is funny. Ready? Electrons. Oh, God. Let me try this again.
Electrons? What's an electron?
Shut up.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
This is that recurring problem I have where I can't talk because I can't hear myself through these headphones. Okay, let me try this again.
Because you don't have a monitor option.
No.
I hear myself in my own headphones.
I hear you in my headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Electrons that can't make up their minds. Huh? In physics' famous double slit experiment, electrons are fired at a photosensitive screen through slits in a copper plate, usually producing an interference pattern that indicates wave-like behavior. But when the same experiment is conducted under observation, electrons behave like particles, not waves, and there's no interference pattern. Wait, does this mean electrons don't like to be watched?
They're very self-conscious.
Yeah, don't look at me. Just trying to do a wave. And they're like, ooh, no interference. Don't tell them we
we can't be different.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We're particles. We're just particles here.
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here, just particles.
Okay.
What does that have to do with being in a simulation?
Some have taken this to mean our simulation is conserving its resources and rendering certain things only when it knows we're looking at them. That's kind of funny. Okay, number 4, DNA that contains a computer virus. What?
A computer virus?
Yeah. Okay, so in 2017, researchers at the University of Washington proved that they could embed malicious computer code into physical strands of DNA. Dang! That's frightening.
That's crazy. How does that work?
I have no idea.
One is biology, one is not.
Their aim was to show that computers working in gene sequencing were vulnerable to attack. Okay.
Put a bookmark on that one. We're going to have to Google that some more.
Okay. Also, this is a website called vulture.com, so I think it's a reputable source.
Vulture?
Yeah. Okay, number 5 is climate change. Classic. I feel like that's just an argument.
Why is that simulation based?
Okay, here's the simulation part of it is okay. Suggesting we could be an ancestor simulation created in hopes that we'd show our creators how to solve an energy crisis. If we found an innovation solution to climate crisis, extraterrestrial beings might return.
So they created our simulation to solve a problem they're having in the real world. To see, well, okay, that's dumb. That's a stretch.
Oh, and all of this stuff kind of stems from this guy named Nick Bostrom with his simulation hypothesis. And he's like set on the world of like basically the Matrix. So he's like pretty set on hold on, I'm reading. He has like his simulation argument has 3 scenarios. So it's humanity will go extinct before creating technology powerful enough to run convincing simulations of reality. 2, humanity will live to see technology but decide for whatever reasons not to run any simulations. Or 3, humanity will create that technology and run many different simulations of its evolutionary history. Oh man, I don't like the concept of changing history.
That's all of the options.
Changing history.
That's not a hypothesis or a theory. That's all of the options. Like either humans are gonna die, we're gonna make simulations, or we're not gonna make simulations.
Yeah. Elon Musk seems to be part of option 3.
Yeah. He thinks we might already be doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to this list. Number 6, video games that look like real life.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, technology just got better.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7 is really funny. Weird news.
Like what?
Some have proposed that recent unlikelihoods, including Donald Trump's election, Brexit, the 2017 Oscars envelope mix-up, and that year's 25-point Super Bowl comeback could mean we're in a malfunctioning simulation, or whoever's pushing the buttons is screwing with us.
Okay.
Did you watch The Good Place on Netflix?
Yes.
Yes, you don't know, or?
No, yes, I did, except, who told me there were more seasons? You?
There's
Someone
2.
told me there were. No, there's more than 2.
Oh, there's
like
2?
4 seasons, but they're not on Netflix.
Oh. I wonder where they are.
Yeah.
I bet they're on Hulu. I could watch them on Hulu. Okay. Well, anyway, this reminds me of that. Like how they just keep resetting.
Yeah.
Try again. Okay. Number 8. Quirks with computer code.
Not following.
Yeah, me either. Apparently, this dude named James Gates found error correcting codes which like make web browsers work. I don't know.
Okay.
This one seems incomplete. Okay. Number 9. Why does our universe have rules in the first place? The person who wrote this article is literally just questioning all existence. Number 10 is it's not actually possible to prove we're not living in a simulation.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Oh, number 11 sounds fun. This is called the Goldilocks zone.
Just right.
Earth exists within Earth exists within what astrobiologists call a Goldilocks zone, close enough to a star that greenhouse gases can trap heat to keep liquid water, but far enough away that the planet does not become a Venusian hothouse. That sounds kind of fun. What's a Venusian hothouse? Oh, so this is apparently enough evidence that we're in a simulation, because if our sim designers wanted us to succeed, it makes sense they'd place us in such a cushy environment.
I guess.
I don't know.
But if it's a simulation, they could put us where Pluto is and make it survivable, so...
Okay, number 12 is also hilarious. It makes more sense than ghosts. This is getting more and more like a stretch. We're almost to the end. 13. We already know what the bricks of our matrix are. What does that mean? According to simulation believers, we may have already found the pixel-sized building block of our universe. The Planck length, the point at which our concepts of gravity and space-time no longer apply.
What is that?
I'm going to click on another link and get some more information about that. Get that out of there. I don't think I know what a Planck Scale. There's a C and a K. It's unclear how I say the word.
Plack.
Planck. Okay. Let's see. I don't know what this means. This is too scientific.
What?
I can't understand what the Planck scale means. Planck. I don't understand it. It's like basically shortest possible length in the universe. Beyond this point, they say the very notion of distance becomes meaningless.
Huh.
I don't understand it.
So big?
Yeah? We're so small? It's unclear. All right, let's get to the end of this list.
Okay.
We're already good at making simulations, and we're getting even better. Yeah, I feel like.
Sure.
I mean, The Sims came out so long ago. We were, like, good at simulations a while ago. Okay, number 15 is the best thing ever.
Okay.
Yanni versus Laurel.
Oh, Jesus. Why does that matter?
Remember in 2015 when the world flipped out because we all looked at the same photo and some of us saw a blue dress and others saw gold? Or the Yanni Laurel fiasco of 2018? There was also a less explosive blue, gold, white flip-flop debate of 2016. Say what you will about pitch and volume and color saturation. These controversies made one thing clear. Each of us lives in our own world. What we perceive as reality is, in fact, partly a simulation created by our brains to help us process the fragments of data we're receiving. To put it another way, there is no spoon. What?
That's from The Matrix.
Oh.
That's a direct quote from The Matrix.
I remember that now.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon. Wow. Okay, so that's why we're living in a simulation.
Man, The Matrix was a good movie.
It was a really good movie. And, like, for coming out, like, before the 2000s, pretty good movie.
Yeah, it came out a long time ago.
It looks like...
Have you ever done the seeing color thought experiment?
Oh, yeah. With, like, the what I see versus what someone else sees?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done anything around it, but I understand the concept of it. Is there like a test I can take?
No, I don't think so. It's just interesting to think about. Like, what if my red is not the same as your red?
What color is this bowl to you?
I mean,
it's a thought experiment. Can you answer?
I would call it red.
Yeah, me too.
But what if we're not actually seeing the same color? But whenever you see that color, you were told to call it red, but maybe you actually see it as blue, or what I think is blue.
Don't you think some of that would be like figured out in like elementary school when it's like stand up and read this color, and then someone's like, everyone in the class says one color, and then this other homie is like, that's green.
No, they would all, because they would all have the
they're all
same name
told.
for the color.
Yeah.
They would just see different things.
Yeah. That's like
thought
don't dogs only see a certain range of colors too?
Yeah, it's a myth that they only see in black and white, but I think their colors are muted. We definitely Googled this already once on the podcast.
Yeah, I think we did. They do see color, but many fewer colors than normal humans do. They don't see blue, blue-green, green, yellow. They see, instead of seeing the rainbow as violet, blue, blue-green, green, yellow, orange, and red, dogs would see it as dark blue, light blue, gray, light yellow, darker yellow, and very dark gray. It's like a muted version of it. They don't really see green, it seems to be. They're missing like red, green, and purple. Violet, if you will. Okay, so with that, the best color for a dog toy is blue.
Why?
Because dogs see red as like brownish and purple as blue, and then green, yellow, orange toys all kind of look yellowish. So you don't want to get them like a green toy because like grass is green.
Okay.
So the best color is like blue to contrast the grass, and it's like a color that they see a wide spectrum of. Fascinating.
Yeah. Have you ever just looked up thought experiments?
No, I bet you have.
Yeah, so much. Well, I also watched this movie. What was it called? That is based around philosophical thought experiments. It was really, really good. And it's rated like full stars on Netflix. I think it's called After the Dark. Yeah. After the Dark. It's a very good movie. But there's some very interesting thought experiments.
Yeah, I just found an article called 9 Philosophical Thought Experiments That Will Keep You Up at Night.
Oh, yeah. Which ones are on there?
Number 1 is Prisoner's Dilemma.
Okay.
Do you know what that is? Would you like me to brief you?
Yeah, you can. I believe I've heard of the Prisoner's Dilemma.
This is the classic game theory problem in which a suspect is confronted with a rather difficult decision. Stay silent or confess to the crime. Trouble is, the suspect doesn't know how their accomplice will respond. Basically, the like, your friend said this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty common technique in law enforcement.
Number 2 is the color thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
That we just talked about. Number 3 is the beetle in the box, also known as the private language argument.
Well, what is that?
And so it's similar, I think, to the color thing, but challenge the way we look at introspection and how it forms the language we use to describe sensations. So for the thought experiment, this guy asks a group of people to imagine a group of individuals, each of whom has a box containing something called a beetle. No one can see into anyone else's box, and everyone is asked to describe their beetle. But each person only knows their own beetle. So it's basically like a language game. Like, how would you describe something versus how someone else would describe something? Like the same thing, though.
Yeah, because over time, everyone will describe the thing in their box differently. And beetle just represents whatever's in that box.
Yeah. Okay, number 4 is called the Chinese room.
This one I've read about, and I think I don't necessarily understand this one completely.
I don't think I do either. So philosopher John Searle asks us to imagine someone who only knows English, and they're sitting alone in a room following English instructions for manipulating strings of Chinese characters. So for those outside of the room, it appears that the person inside the room understands Chinese. The argument is supposed to show that while advanced computers may appear to understand and converse in natural language, they are not capable of understanding the language. I don't know if I get that completely.
So it's like if I gave you instructions, what do they call Chinese characters? Japanese characters are called kanji, but are Chinese characters called something?
They're just called characters, I think.
Okay, so what if
I mean, I
gave
should
you
know that, right?
instructions on how to draw a Chinese character? Like I say, first put a line up at the top left corner here, then connect that line to this and this. So now I taught you how to write a word in Chinese, but you don't know how to write Chinese. You just know how to write that character.
Got it.
So if you had instructions to do that, it could look like you know how to write Chinese, but you don't.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Chinese characters are called Hanzi.
Hanzi.
Which means Han character. Okay. I guess I kind of get that, but I don't know what it's really proving to me. Other than the fact that, like, I can follow instructions while not totally knowing what they mean.
Well, I think it's just a perspective thing.
Yeah.
Like, anyone on the outside of that room would think you speak Chinese, but you don't.
Okay, the next one's called the experience machine. And this is... The basic idea is that we have very good reasons to plug ourselves into such a machine. Basically, this guy Robert Nozick's experience machine is a strong hint that we should probably just plug ourselves into some kind of hedonistic version of the Matrix. So it seems like he's like simulation man.
So I don't understand what happens in this machine.
So he says, suppose there were an experience machine that would give you any experience you desire. Neuropsychologists could simulate your brain so that you would think and feel you were writing a great novel or making a friend or reading an interesting book. That's the experiences
those
people
are the
choosing.
Examples?
What? Losers.
Why don't you just read an interesting book?
Or write a novel or go make a friend. That is just unrealistic. Like, if you are going to be plugged into a machine, you should do something that you wouldn't do. Those are all normal things.
Wouldn't or couldn't. Making a friend and reading a book is pretty attainable.
The basic idea here is that we have very good reasons to plug ourselves into such a machine because we live in a universe with no apparent purpose. And because our lives are often characterized by less than ideal conditions. Okay. I don't know.
So it's basically the question of, would you take
a
life in virtual reality over your real life?
Yeah. Oh, the trolley problem is number 6.
The trolley problem is what I'm very familiar with.
Yeah.
And I like it a lot. It's pretty simple to understand, but it's very, like, focuses on the gray area of decisions.
Yeah. Imagine that you're controls of a railway switch, and there's an out-of-control trolley coming. The tracks branch into 2. One track leads to a group of 5 people, the other to 1 person. If you do nothing, the trolley will smash into all 5 people, but if you flip the switch, it'll change tracks and strike the 1 person. What do you do?
So which one do you choose?
So in the picture I'm looking at, the trolley is much closer to the 5 people. So if I can alter the situation, like kind of the way I'm, like based on looking at this image, I would choose the 1 person and also hope that they just jump out of the way.
Okay, what if they... Okay, that's not, you can't change the experiment. Okay. What if they're tied to the tracks? They can't move.
See, I
They're
don't...
equidistance apart.
Can
Either
I...
5 people are going to die or 1 person.
I would like more information about each of the people so I can really decide
Well,
that.
it's funny you ask that because there's different variations of the trolley problem. So first, let's do every variation. Don't look at the rest of the paragraphs.
I'm not, but I am looking at the
Okay.
picture.
Okay, so just start by picking. Do you let it hit the 5 people or the 1 person?
I mean, I feel like my answer is the 1.
So that's a very utilitarian answer because it's about the greater good. So it's like 1 death is just better than 5 deaths.
Yeah, that's the only baseline thought for that. Of like...
Okay, I
1...
think most people would choose that.
Yeah.
So now here's a new variation. What if you know the 1 person, but you don't know the 5 people? Not even like, well, what if it's just someone you've met before, an acquaintance? You don't hate them, you don't love them, but you do know the single person. Do you still choose them?
Yeah, I still think 1's better than 5.
Okay. What if...
Does that make me a sociopath?
No. What if the 1 person is like your husband or a family member or somebody you're very, very close with?
Yeah, then I might go 5.
Then you just kill the 5 strangers?
Well, here's the thing. The first time I'm thinking about it in the greater good of society, but then you just made it personal. Like, it wasn't personal before. So if you're going to make it personal, I'm going to give you a personal answer. The first simulations are not personal to me.
Yeah, but it's about maximizing happiness.
For who?
In the world.
Oh, see, I got selfish
So
when you made
like...
it personal.
Okay, well, here's the last variation.
Okay, throw it at me.
What if there's 1 track? There's not 2 tracks. There's only 1 track. There's 5 people on this track that are going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Standing next to the track is a very, very obese fat man.
Uh-huh.
And if you were to push him onto the tracks, it would be enough to derail the train and save the 5 people, but it would kill him.
Well, I don't want to kill him.
So, okay, so now you're throwing murder into the equation.
Yeah, I'm not
Do
murdered.
you murder somebody to save 5 people?
No, I don't think you do that.
That's interesting.
I just feel like that like the situation is unavoidable, but if you interfere with it and then make it a big old crime, I'm not that rowdy about it.
What if you knew the man was a bad person?
Why do I know all this about him?
Like a criminal.
I mean, I still don't feel like I get to decide if to kill him or not.
That's interesting. So you disagree with all superheroes then?
Well, superheroes don't really kill the people, do they? I feel like they choose to save the others.
It depends on the superhero.
Which superhero's killing people?
Like Arrow kills people. Batman would kill people.
Yeah.
Like more vigilantes would kill people.
I think I'm just not a superhero. So my mindset is pretty like, because then what? I murder this guy. Now do I have to go to jail?
Maybe.
Yeah, see, I'm not into that. Like, I was just...
But you did save the lives of 5 people.
I know,
Put it on a bigger scale. Like, what if you had to... I don't know, like you have to make a bomb blow up and you can choose the whole world to blow up or maybe just one city.
Can I choose the city?
Yeah, you can choose
I feel
the
like
city.
there's a bunch of freaking useless cities in the United States. We could lose one of those.
There's a bunch of what cities?
Useless cities. Like, let's just think about all the cities that are like kind of the armpit of the Midwest. We could.
Well, you're still murdering the people in the city to save the rest of the world.
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. I mean, so we all die, or like one city dies?
Yeah.
See, I think that one city would feel okay about it. If I was in that one city, I'd be like, you're right. You all should keep thriving. I'm gonna sacrifice.
What if they're like, why's it gotta be our city? Why can't it be any other city?
Well, we could choose, like, I don't know, maybe we choose like a top 5 that contribute the least to society and let them like try and convince us not to kill them. And then
what
maybe
do you think
we
the
give
implications would be of the other 4 cities that were in the top 5, but then they survive and now they know that everybody else thinks they're expendable.
Well, maybe then they get their act together and start contributing.
Maybe it's motivation.
Yeah. Okay, that was stressful. I don't want to make all those decisions.
Those are thought experiments.
There's 2 others that are on here, or 3 others. One called The Spider in the Urinal, one called The Replacement Argument, and one called Original Position. Do you know those?
No.
Do any of them interest you?
The spider in the urinal kind of does, because what is that about?
All right, let me tell you. Proposed by Thomas Nagel in his essay Birth, Death, and the Meaning of Life. It addresses issues of non-interference and the meaninglessness of life. So he got the idea when he noticed a sad little spider living in a urinal in the men's bathroom at Princeton, where he was teaching. The spider appeared to have an awful life, consistently getting peed on, and he didn't seem to like it.
Well, okay.
Well, that seems natural. So gradually our encounters began, this is from Thomas. Gradually our encounters began to oppress on me. Of course, it might be his natural habitat, but because he was trapped by the smooth porcelain overhang, there was no way for him to get out even if he wanted to, and no way to tell whether he wanted to. So one day, toward the end of the term, I took a paper towel from the wall dispenser and extended it to him. This is getting weird. His legs grasped the end of the towel, and I lifted him out and deposited him onto the tile floor. He just sat there, not moving a muscle. I nudged him slightly with the towel, but nothing happened. After I left, I came back 2 hours later, and he hadn't moved. The next day, I found him in the same place, legs shriveled in a way characteristic of dead spiders. His corpse lay there for a week until they finally swept the floor. Okay, first of all, this bathroom needs to be cleaned more often. And a lot better. Okay, so he acted out of empathy, assuming the spider would fare better and perhaps even enjoy life out of the pee urinal. But the exact opposite happened, and in the end, he did the spider no good. So, the thought experiment forces us to consider the quality and meaningfulness of not just animal lives, but our own lives as well. How can we ever know what anyone really wants? It forces us to question our policies of intervention. Oh, despite our best intentions, interference can sometimes inflict unanticipated harm. It's similar. It says, but as the trolley problem illustrated, sometimes inaction can be morally problematic. Yeah, it seems like it.
So
I mean, like, I would be really bad in that situation. I would be like, really probably just ignore the spider because I think spiders are gross. Like, when I see one on my wall, I kill it. So, like, I find spiders, whether or not they also find the spider itself, but I find their life to be meaningless, so I kill it.
Oh, well, they do eat bugs.
I know, but like,
that's helpful.
I've seen like one spider in my room and then like never any other bugs. So I'm just like, I don't need you here. So.
Well, maybe there weren't other bugs because that spider was eating them.
I know, but I killed them a while ago and I still haven't seen any bugs. So.
Oh, well, maybe he finished the job.
Yeah. And then it was like, all right, see ya.
All right, your use is up.
Wow. That's really stressful. I don't like thought experiments because it seems like it forces me to make big decisions that I don't necessarily want to make.
Yeah, it's just interesting things to think about. They didn't mention one of my other favorite ones, which is the ship of Theseus. Do you know about that one?
No.
So imagine there's a ship, a famous ship that we used in like a great battle, and they keep it in a harbor as like a museum piece. And over the years, some of the wooden parts start to rot, and they're replaced by new ones.
Mm-hmm.
And after like a long time, like 100 years, all of the parts have been replaced. Is this restored ship still the same ship as the original one?
So all the parts, but the actual original structure is the same?
I mean, it's not like they just deconstructed it and reconstructed it. It's just over the years they would replace let's say one wooden plank at a time.
I would say no.
It's not the same ship.
Yeah, here's why. Here's my thought process on that. I was having this discussion with one of my friends last night because we were talking about, like, Madison and how the university is so different. Like, if we go back to school for, like, a weekend, campus is not the same school that we went to because there's new stuff, there's stuff gone. So that's my thought process behind that. It's not the same.
Not the same school.
Nope. So it's not the same ship.
What if all the old pieces were stored in a warehouse, and then eventually they came up with a cure for rotting wood, and you took all the old pieces and put them back together? Is that ship the original ship?
But they're all restored and they look different?
Yeah, well, yeah, you just like got rid of the rotting wood, but you used the original wood pieces that you took off, but you got rid of the rot and put it back together.
I feel like it's a feels thing for me, and it would feel different even if they all looked nice. Like, you know, if it was all the same pieces of wood but they just looked different because they're all restored and weird and shit, it would just feel different. So I think in my head I would be like, I mean, like,
ship?
Sure, structurally it's probably the same, but my feels are, it's not the same.
Okay, so my question is, in the first one, where every so often you're replacing a plank of wood, at what point does it not become the original ship anymore? Like, if I don't know, 10 pieces of wood on a big ship were rotted and I replaced them, I would say that's still the same ship.
Yeah, it would probably still, you know, back to my feels, it would probably still feel the same.
Okay.
With like 10.
Okay, so at what point is it not the same ship anymore?
I just don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
I just don't know.
It's a very tough situation.
Yeah.
I don't know either. I would say once they're completely replaced, 100%, it's not the same ship. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I don't, it's hard to tell. Like, I feel like how big is the ship? Like, how do I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, well.
Those
are thought experiments.
Those are stressful.
Yeah.
But
fun, I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's mostly stressful, but sure, it's fun.
The other thing I used to have fun with, I took this class at Loyola, and it was like on logic arguments, I think.
Okay.
So, for example, one would be like, there's always like premises. So, let's see if I can remember them right. Like an example would be, would somebody who believes in God say that God is all powerful. He's omnipotent.
Okay.
Would you say yes?
Sure.
Okay. Like, is there something that God cannot do?
Oh. I mean, I guess I'm not sure, but I would assume a normal person would answer no.
Okay, so he's all powerful. So
Okay.
then the question is, could God create a stone so heavy that he can't lift it?
Yeah. Oh.
Well then,
No.
well then he's not all powerful. Well, if he can't create the stone, then he's also not all powerful.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Wait, and so this is arguing for the non-existence of God. Because if you submit that God is all powerful, but then you say he can't create a stone that he can't lift, then he's not all powerful, meaning he doesn't exist.
Huh.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
That's crazy. I don't even know. I just don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a bunch of really interesting ones that I'm trying to find, but they call that the omnipotence paradox.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Wow.
It was actually probably the only theology class that I took at Loyola that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And the teacher hated me.
I wonder why. I bet you asked a lot of annoying questions like...
No, it's because I wrote an essay, like I had to create my own one time, and I did a really good one, and he thought I plagiarized it.
Oh.
And so he failed me on the paper. I had to go to his office and tell him that I didn't plagiarize it. And he was like, he didn't have any proof that I did. And he's like, I don't know if you're lying or not. So he was going to fail me in the class.
Wow.
He's like, I'll just fail you on the paper and not the class. I was like,
rude.
All right, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And that was that. But I really liked the class. I'm trying to... I can't remember what these are called. I saved a notebook from that class of all these in them. Maybe they're just called logic arguments, deductive and inductive arguments. Maybe that's what it was. A deductive argument is an argument that is intended by the arguer to be deductively valid, that is, to provide a guarantee of the truth. So here's a valid deductive argument. It's sunny in Singapore.
Okay.
If it's sunny in Singapore, then he won't be carrying an umbrella. So he won't be carrying an umbrella. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like he can still carry an umbrella if it's sunny.
Okay, yeah. So these arguments are based off of, you have to agree on certain points. So you have to agree that it's sunny in Singapore.
Okay.
And you have to agree that if it's sunny in Singapore, he won't be carrying an umbrella. Because why would he? It's not raining.
Maybe to shield him from the sun. So then you conclude
that he won't be carrying an umbrella. Yeah, maybe. So that's a deductive. An inductive argument, an example is, every time I've walked by that dog, it hasn't tried to bite me. So the next time I walk by that dog, it won't try to bite me.
I would disagree with that one.
Yeah, so an inductive argument is an argument intended by the arguer to be strong enough that if the premises were to be true, then it would be unlikely that the conclusion is false. So it's not like 100% it won't bite me, but it's very unlikely that it'll bite me.
Yeah. But I just feel like you can't know enough to be like, hard no, he won't bite you, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference between deductive and inductive. So, deductive. Today, John said he likes Ramona, so John likes Ramona today. But then it changes when you say, John told Philippe today that he didn't really like Ramona. Wait, I didn't read all the things, so I don't.
I didn't read all the things.
I didn't read all
I feel like with these, you kind of need to read most of the things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So like, here's an inductive. The witness said John committed the murder, so John committed the murder.
No.
It's not necessarily true, but there is evidence maybe that there is. Here's a stronger inductive argument. So, 2 independent witnesses claim John committed the murder. John's fingerprints are on the murder weapon. John confessed to the crime, so John committed the murder.
Okay, that one seems... well, probably.
Probably, unless he's lying for some reason.
I feel like we could go on for days with these.
Yeah.
Maybe we should ask our friends and followers to send us their favorite thought experiments.
Sure.
Challenge us. Actually, just challenge Nick, though, because these stress me out.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. Well... okay, well, I drank all my coffee and I need some more. So, all of you listeners out there, thanks for listening and keep listening on Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Libsyn, yep, okay, I think I got them all.
Yep,
oh, iTunes. And leave us a review, 5 stars, please. And thank you. And tweet at us at @the_podcafe or email us at podcafe.contact@gmail.com. And we would really like to hear your thought experiments or answers to any of the ones that we talked about today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's that.